Alright everybody, let's talk about Hellraiser, Hellworld, which these titles are just getting more and more silly. Now, Hellraiser Hellworld is one of those sequels that, again, all the sequels I have seen so far, I've always heard they are the worst things ever, and watching these so far up to Hellworld, honestly, Hellworld I kind of enjoyed. I thought it was really fun. It's stupid, of course, but I thought it was a really fun. Like, it doesn't do anything really besides the fact that it's called Hellworld and there's a game within the universe of Hellraiser where you use the box and it's like a pre-Slender Man. Like, you've got to do all these clues to go and like evade the Cenobites or like go to them. They didn't really explain it honestly that well, but honestly, the thing that really does pull this through for me, besides the fact that it's loosely connected to a video game that's based in this world, like it doesn't elaborate much on it. Honestly, one of the biggest things I can give this movie is that Lance Henriksen is in it, and he is really actually good, and he's got no name in the movie either, because whenever I was writing down my notes watching this movie, I was thinking he has to have a name, and I literally did not hear his name through the whole movie. And then at the end credits, it literally said Lance Henriksen is his character is host. So he literally had no name, which I thought was hilarious that he didn't. But Lance Henriksen in this movie is awesome. I think that this movie over a couple of the other sequels like Bloodline or Deader, even though I didn't hate those, I just didn't think they were very good. I'd put this one over those, even though it's stupid like those ones, because of Lance Henriksen, and I love this plot. I liked how these characters go to this mansion where this party is occurring, where Lance Henriksen is the leader of, like, he literally keeps these couple of people who've been playing the game Hellworld there and kills and tortures them, and it's actually a really intriguing, like, plot for how dumb it is. Like, I like how this actually felt like it had a little more credibility than a couple of the Hellraiser sequels I've seen, because of Lance Henriksen, because he's great as this host that fucks with reality, and I like that he does it to where, say later in the movie, the Chelsea girl, whenever she is up at the window screaming at the cops, like, let me, like, I'm right up here, I'm right up here, and then they look up and she's not there. But, and also I guess he messes with reality in terms of that they have the characters have been in a grave the whole movie, which is hilarious and awesome, and that was a cool twist. And he was just really creepy as the movie goes along, before you realize in the end they're just been in a grave and been sedated the whole time, or they've been in their own separate graves. Like, it seems like he's just messing with reality, and I think that's really cool. And whenever you get to the twist where they're buried, that's awesome. And also, it's funny to see Henry Cavill in this, Superman himself. That's really funny that he's in this movie. He's very charismatic in this movie. Honestly, I liked him. I thought he was totally fine seeing Henry Cavill in this. And the kills in this, I think, are actually pretty good. Like, I like the kills. I think they're pretty great. The first one is good, where the girl gets the two, like, little saw blades, like, right up to her neck, which reminds me just of a Saw movie, because Saw came out a couple years before this, or a year before this, 2004, because it came out in 2005. So I wonder if they did that on purpose, just to bank on that, but I thought that was funny. And I liked how like, the whole movie does a good job of being, like, pretty much of a mystery movie. And I know it's another one of those where the scripts are not based on a Hellraiser movie. They're just, Pinhead is inserted into it, like a lot of the last couple. And I liked how there are a lot of fake outs in this movie, but they aren't annoying, like Hellseeker, the one with Kirsty in it, and the Trevor guy, where he keeps faking out the whole movie. Like, you keep seeing all these weird ass things happen, but then they're not actually happening. They're just fake. And I hated that in that movie. And in this one, it does the same thing, but I think it's way more interesting. I don't know why. I like this one better in terms of, like, the fake scare outs. But also, and it does something where, like, the character Adam, like, his dad is Lance Henriksen's character, and I liked how it does have a connection to that, to why they would go there. And I liked how, in the end, whenever you realize that they're in graves the whole time, I thought that was a great twist. And they actually do get, most of the characters do get killed still, and in the ways that they did in the mansion. So that's really cool how this movie does kind of a weird warped reality sense. Where like, did it happen before? Like, how did they get killed and be put in the grave? And then, because it seems like the whole time they were in there, but then it shows the other characters besides the main two getting killed off in the movie. So I don't understand that, but I like how it gave a kind of a bleak mystery to it, just how they died and how they ended up in those graves. But Chelsea gets out, and I think Adam, is that the one who's the other main character who lives? If it's not Adam, then forgive me, but these characters kind of are forgettable, but I liked that the story they were put in. But I like that they escape in the end, and then Lance Hendrickson, he gets killed by the Cenobites. Like, eventually they just kill him off, which I thought was kind of funny, and it brought the Cenobites in, I guess, because they're not in the movie much like the last couple, of course. Like, these movies are not trying to have Pinhead in it at all, like, barely in the movies. But I liked how it ended there, and of course it does, again, the thing where the police come in again, and there's the box where Lance Hendrickson gets killed by the Cenobites. Like, again, there's the box, so of course another sequel. And they've done that like 3 times, where it's just like, oh, the cops find the box at the very end of the movie. I'm just like, quit doing that. They do that every single time. But they've got to have an implication that we're going to have a sequel. And boy, do we have more sequels. So, Hellraiser Hellworld, to me, was honestly kind of intriguing. Like, it was actually pretty fun for a dumb, like, schlocky Hellraiser, not Hellraiser script put together like the other last couple. So I actually enjoyed this one a lot. I thought this one was really fun. So I think I liked it as much as Inferno. It just was a fun time. It had some cool images and a cool mystery to it, and a cool, great villain with Lance Hendrickson. So I really actually enjoyed this one. I really did like this one a lot. Now the next one I am going to review is Revelations, which, looking at IMDb with that 2.8 rating on there, I don't know what I'm going to think about that movie. So, here we go. Next up is Hellraiser Revelations.